What's your name, sir?
Ace, Big Spade. You see the tech.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
then. Chill out.
Big baby with the tech.
Yeah.
We just trying to see what brings you out here to Edgewood today.
I mean, the good vibes, my people, the bars, the feeling, the energy. That's all it. It's just a good feeling when you come to Edgewood.
What he said, and that is what's happening.
That's what's happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I am your host, Scotty ATL. We are live at Grillz by Scotty, and we are on Edgewood. I got my co-host with me, Erica Duchess. Make some noise for Erica Duchess, please. We are in for an exciting treat today. I've been knowing this guy, not all of his rap career, but I've been knowing him for a good little minute. I'm excited to have a conversation with him today. We like to say that these are real conversations amongst real people. So you all are our real people. These are real conversations. Can y'all please make some noise and put your hands together for Starlito! Hey, that's my shit right here. Y'all get wild, take your drink, take your drink. Lito, what's up, man? How you feeling, man? Okay. He came all the way down from Cashville, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Straight from where? Straight from the soccer field. Okay, did that, man. So, let me ask you a question, man. You play basketball, right?
Yeah, I played in high school.
Is it a myth that all the good rappers know how to play basketball?
Nah, all of them don't know how to play basketball.
They don't?
Nah.
Me and D1 was talking about it, like
D1 can hoop.
He hoop too?
Yeah.
Who else you know who good? Who are artists?
Man, I'm trying to think. I played in a couple of like celebrity games over the years.
Okay.
Down in Memphis, OG Boo Dirty, he could hoop.
For real?
He could hoop for real. We played in a game back in the day. I played in a game with MJG.
MJG cannot hoop.
He can't. That's mine.
I thought you were about to surprise me. I was about to be like, what?
Nah, he was out there though.
Okay, all right. Shout out to MJG, man.
For sure, good people, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
trying
cool.
to think who else for sure like can hoop that I give it up.
I think Crit said he could hoop. He came around a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Propane down in Houston, he could hoop.
Propane look like he could hoop. You can tell when a nigga hoop though. He got like a certain swag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Yeah. So coming up, man, like, take me back. Now I've been knowing you for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
So we could have a conversation about nothing and anything.
Already.
But I want to know, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, like I was telling them the mindset of Lito, where you come from. Some things I didn't know about you that I'm just finding out and learning. You know what I'm saying? 2005, Grey Goose. What's going on? This is with Jeezy and Yo Gotti.
It was the original version of the song was me and this group called Untamed out of East Nashville. We used to record together, record in the same studio in East Nashville where I came from, and it was Skip and Villain. And the song was like an inside joke, me and my partners from the neighborhood. Like one of my homeboys who didn't even drink would be like, I'm on that Grey Goose. Like he'll just walk around acting like he drunk or something. Like, do I know you? Like, and we turned it into a song, a chant or whatever. And I kind of got it hot around my way. And I think Coach K and Jazzy Faye, if I remember correctly, they were passing through Nashville. I was in the club, heard the song, and was like, who is this? You know, and I happened to be in the club at the time. The waitress came and found me, introduced me. I left out of the club, went to the car, grabbed about 20 of my mixtapes, gave it to him, they could take back with him. And as legend has it, I think Coach shared the music with Jeezy. He was managing him at the time.
Wow.
And he heard the music, took a liking to it, and was trying to sign me to CTE early on. This is like 2004.
Dang, so I didn't even know that.
The song existed before the other, prominent name features were a part of it. And at the same time, I was actually working and negotiating a deal with Yo Gotti. He was actually the first person to reach out, in like spring of 04.
Mm-hmm.
And So I was already kind of locking in a situation with him. I'm just that kind of person, like as far as loyalty goes and otherwise. Like they were similar stature artists, and we were already working on getting distribution and all that. So I kind of stayed in that space of it. But Jeezy did come through Nashville and wanted to get on that particular song, from hearing the original version and whatnot. And so that's how it happened. I mean, the first time people heard it might have been on like Trap or Die otherwise, but I was working at a radio at that time. It was.
You worked at the radio station too?
No, I was working a record.
Oh, okay, all right.
Promoting a record.
Got you.
Pressing vinyl records, physically taking them to the post office, mailing them out to DJs across the country, like working with radio reps, like the real independent grind out the trunk. You got to go shake hands and meet people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Establish relationships like on a direct level. I was working that record leading into, I think Trap or Die might have dropped January, February. I signed my deal with Cash Money and Universal Motown January of 05. So, yeah, I mean, that song, it's the starting point for a lot of people as far as like how they got hip to me, or like you said, if you just peel back what's Googleable or whatever, Wikipedia and all that. But I mean, even that song had its own backstory, leading into those guys being involved. It ended up being another remix with like Lil Wayne on it at the. So it was what it was. It wasn't as doing like visuals, doing a music video wasn't necessarily like an easy thing, or it was expensive and otherwise. Trying to get the budget release for it, working through record label business, signing to a major. It kind of came and went. It was definitely hot and a time capsule kind of thing. But eventually I grew to just kind of want to detach from it. I didn't want that to be like the only thing people knew me for, or like that I could only make that kind of record. So it was a launching pad, but it also like probably paced what my career would turn into, because I didn't want to just be that.
Right. Now, I just watched recently that you, around same time frame, you was on Rap City with Birdman, Tigger, Yo Gotti. So at this time, were you signed to Gotti, or you was signed to Birdman, or how was the situation then?
I was that's crazy. We went to New York to do the deal pretty much.
You and Gotti?
Yeah, with Cash Money.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I did a production deal with or did a joint venture with Yo Gotti. He ended up getting a production deal with them. He had his group signed. It was a group called the Block Burners. So Birdman was like bringing them on the basement with him and introduced them. And I just kind of went along for the ride.
Right.
Because they was trying to sign me at the time.
Okay.
We hadn't like actually finalized my solo deal. And yeah, we went on the basement like probably right before the show went off the air kind of thing. Funny story, like we probably rode 12, 14, however long it take to get to New York from Memphis. The whole time I'm trying to like put a verse together to rap in the basement in the booth or whatever, because that's our age, we'll rush home from school to watch the freestyles on the basement. So I'm like ready to go do that, and we didn't even rap. Like I got ready for it. We got up there and we didn't even do. He introduced us, and I was on TV for one of the first times. That was cool, but I didn't get to actually rap in the basement. But
That's dope, man.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, comedian Erica Duchess, and we are live on Edgewood, and this is Word on the Street. And today I have my guy with me, and he have a question for my boy Starlito. What you want to ask him?
It's your boy T-Rock. My question is, outside of the music endeavor, Starlito, what other business ventures do you have going on?
Okay, the people want to know.
I do merchandising within my brand, Grind Hard. It's like a lifestyle brand. Recently, working more athletic gear, because like running has kind of been my passion of recent. I've been running in 5Ks. I'm gonna do a 10K coming up soon. So I always feel like I don't want to sell nothing I wouldn't buy. And since I use a lot of running gear, I'm like I should have my own. Or for people that want to support my brand or like to endorse my own merchandise. I've been doing a lot of writing outside of rap recently, and that's what I'm really trying to get into.
That's dope. That's dope, man. How was that being around Cash Money? I mean, I feel like, now, I don't know what it's like being around Gotti. I ain't been around Gotti like that. But I know during that time frame, Cash Money was like, it's about big as it gets. You know what I'm saying?
It was cool. It was an experience. I mean, it's history. I'm so far removed from it that like, it ain't all that like vivid to me. You know what I'm saying? I craved to so many memory sense and a time sense. But at the time, like I was 19, meeting those guys, it was like a dream. It was surreal, just cause like I said, I came up watching them on TV. The house that you see on like MTV Cribs, like I'm recording in this house, and you know, amongst I probably had a CD book full of their music. So it was cool, and it was definitely like I think at the time kind of feeling like I had arrived or I was on my way because it's the company that I was amongst. But I mean, on another level, like it was what it was.
Right.
It was definitely cool, but and I learned a lot. I think that's probably what I took from it as much as anything. It was just it was like a really valuable internship. You know, it was business. I did make some money, but I was able to really like see what success looks like and you know, establish like a certain core value of like workmanship, because them dudes really like was on it. You know what I'm saying? They was full time working and always like working on the next thing. The next thing was perpetual. So that was a cool thing, because that's something you wouldn't see from just seeing the bling bling. It's like, nah, they actually like in grind mode full time. You know? Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he was with Young Money, Cash Money. Me and Currency did a lot of promo together. Like we were at one time the kind of priorities of the label, probably like 2006. So we was doing like promo, press, media, like magazine shoots, photo shoots and stuff together. And like we used to record them after Katrina. We used to record in Miami at the same studio, like down the hall from each other. So yeah, we developed a bond from then, just trying to, you know, get over the hump and into the mainstream space. And ironically, we would pivot from there and both become like, you know, I guess forces in our own right in the independent space. But I think it was from kind of being there and trying to like wait our turn, and get in the mix. We just eventually, I think, figured it out for ourselves, or how to do it ourselves.
Right.
I'm chilling.
His whole demeanor just so like he pours, he just What made you even start rapping? Cause I would have never thought like with your demeanor like you'll be rapping. It seemed like you'd be more behind the scenes, but your gift was rapping.
What started, I mean, I was a teenager, and it's just culture. You know, we got sports, we got entertainment that's, you know, moved the needle from like where I come from. And it was like a hobby, a passion project, something I just wanted to do. It was something that I guess I thought was cool at one time, and picked it up kind of playing around with it, and enough people was telling me I was good at it that I guess some confidence came with it, and you know, stayed at it. And once I figured out how to make some money out of it,
That was over with.
It was
over with. Okay.
What was like the turning point being with those labels to make you say, I'm going independent?
just life, man. Life got really real during the times, you know what I'm saying? I was signed, I was catching cases, I was in and out of trouble. It was, you know, things going on like locally, like, you know, behind the scenes and otherwise. And it was like, it just really wasn't working for me, the whole situation, like being in the system of it. It was cool, but I was really just wanting to make something shake. And I think at a point I was feeling like I was losing, like you said, what started. Like it was always, I had a passion behind what I was doing. I was kind of losing that, trying to like fall in and, you know, play a certain role or do whatever I needed to do to try to get ahead in the like industry side of things. I was kind of losing the identity of like, or the love for it, you know what I'm saying, or the craft. So I'm like, I just kind of want to do this my own way. And my way didn't necessarily make sense to all the other parties, but I believed in it. So, you know, I went from there and was just like, I'm gonna take from what I feel like works or what works for me and just try it. you know, because a lot of that used to feel like just like waiting. You know what I'm saying? You waiting in line, waiting your turn. I was never not working, but it's like with major labels, you know, they have certain standards. It's like you make 100 songs, but they want traction. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
It's like you get signed, and then you do all this work to get signed.
yeah.
And then when you get signed, they say, well, hold on,
Yeah.
we want to do this.
Or
But
wanna
they
do it
really
this
want
way.
you to keep doing the same work you was doing.
Yeah.
He don't want to keep talking about relationship,
Right.
but that's what's selling.
Yeah.
That's what the label wanted. So he said, I got it. He said, I'm trapped in this shit. He said, I really want to rap about other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what makes me money. So I didn't know what you like. I thought they really wanted to do it.
Yeah, you can't. Unless you create your own way. Make some noise from time for Starlito real quick. I wanna switch gears a little bit because behind the scenes, I feel like there's a topic that's talked about but not really talked about as much. How do you feel about mental health in the rap industry? How important is it to take care of your mental health?
Man, I think it's vital. I think in any industry, you know, just on a life level, I think hip hop, rap culture, all of that kind of stigmatizes it because it's so much like bravado. We like so brash by nature. It's so like majority of rap is sticking your chest out, or you know, it's like I'm big, bad, and bold, or I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the undertone of a lot of rap. So it ain't a lot of space to be vulnerable. You know, even though we all might be going through something, I feel like rap has lost its soul in a lot of spots.
That's deep. That's true.
And you know, a lot of times like I'm a fan of it. I was a fan of it first. A lot of times I feel like it's almost like the blind lead the blind because rap is also like a young person's genre for the most part. I mean, I think people of all ages and cultures enjoy it, but the people that it really like speaks to the most, you know, we're desensitizing in a lot of spaces. Right. Like we don't touch on certain topics, or we don't really get the full range of it. I think the mental health piece is like, it goes into how I feel about like social media and otherwise. Like my recent album is called Imposter Syndrome, and it's the idea like your best is good enough. Imposter syndrome is like the belief that your best is not like good enough, I guess. And I think social media does that to us. I think the culture, all this stuff at large factors into it. I got a record called Therapy on the album, and it's like we gotta make taking care of ourselves on, you know, even on that level cool, or you know, the awareness of it gotta be brought up, because it's like, you know, for nothing against like drill music and otherwise, but it's another side of that too. Right. And people don't talk about it. When I was making the album, I did like a song basically in like memoriam or tribute to, you know, mutual friend of ours, Skinny. Yeah. And it was something that I realized that I hadn't talked about like out loud in 3 years of him passing. Almost going on 4 years. And I made a record of it, and I'm like, there's so few of these. Growing up, I can think of 10 like RIP type of track, like, and I'm like, we just get the kill, spin. I'm a ride for, if anything on that kind of time, it's like I'm gonna go get back. Right. And I'm like, man, I think we bury these emotions in certain, you know, aspects of our mental health get ignored, but yeah, culturally and as an art form, I think we need to be more aware and more responsible. You know, on that end.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. Yeah. They need like little rap. They need like little rap classes, like for real, like some kind of rap therapy.
You know what? I always thought about shit like that.
Yeah, you should be it, cause they need it like.
Me?
Yeah, they need it for when they get a certain amount of money. They don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? They make them act a certain type of way. Yeah. Things they go through. You know what I'm saying? They need it, especially with men.
I agree, though. I agree
especially with
that
men,
it's needed.
men already got the reputation of being hard and, you know, they gotta be gangster. Yeah. You know, all that when it ain't all that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's
cry.
so funny?
I ain't never seen no man like really cry about some shit.
Until somebody get killed.
Yeah.
Then everything turned real. Then you'll see on Instagram for a few days, we all then hit a point of reality. 2-3 days, we RPing, everybody thinking about real life, and then we back to the shit.
Yeah, or some type of retaliation on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These
that too,
Negroes,
you know
they
what I'm
doing.
saying?
It's
So-
different. But they
so-
need some guidance.
Let me ask you this, Lito, because I know we in the rap game, you lose partners all the time. You know what I'm saying? Niggas you didn't work with, even if it's just you did a show with them, or you been in the studio locked in with them. I know for me, when Bankroll Fresh passed away, that shit hit me hard.
Woo.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you when Young Dog passed away? I know that he meant a lot to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was tough. I mentioned it a time or two before, but it put me in a headspace to not want to rap anymore, and not even really want to do this, because he was somebody I saw like really come up. You know what I'm saying? From the humblest of beginnings, and I truly, like, I always believed that he was gonna come up. You know, I think we started working in like 2011, and to watch him, you know, get to service level and prominence and superstardom, it just made me really sad, man. Like you said, so many of our peers, there's been so many others, some other like mutual partners of ours, and it's just sad, cause it kind of made me feel like the problems that come with all this. Same thing you was just saying, like, what do we do once we get the money? Like, it's like a catch-22, if you will.
Yeah.
You work so hard. Nobody works so hard to stay the same, so
Right.
to say. But the changes that come with, you know, the benefits of it is like a trade-off. And I was at a point like, man, I don't want to be any bigger than I am. Like, I wish I could scale it back, you know what I'm saying? Because it's already just paranoia and all kind of things that just come with the whole lifestyle of it. Like, it's vulnerable to be in spaces where everybody know who you are, and you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's on the other side of that, and et cetera. And situations like that it's just gravity. It's just like, damn, like, you know, I could just be in the hood not doing this and succumb to the same fate, but you would think that we in this space and this is what we're doing, it would almost like insulate or protect us from that kind of stuff, and then almost make it worse in certain spots.
Do you feel like, in a sense, you could be a lot bigger than you are now as an artist, right? Do you feel like, in a sense, you put yourself where you are to mentally protect yourself too? Have you ever thought about that before?
Sort of. I have, early in my career, I think I was afraid of success.
Right.
The same idea, the imposter syndrome thing. I think in one period of time I was. And I think since then, my mindset's evolved to like, I only want what's for me, or what's meant for me is meant for me. So it's just certain things I'm not necessarily like aiming for. That's not how I measure
What success is. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because funny is that I say this before too, like me and Currency will talk, and I will feel like, man, I ain't get invited to this party, right? Or I might see other people and they doing certain things to get success and fame that I just don't want to do.
Yeah.
But it's this very thing that also makes them successful or where they are. And I have to think sometimes like, damn, that ain't really what I'm going for in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm going for ultimate peace or ultimate success, which is not just what look good on Instagram or TV, you know what I'm saying? But what feel good inside.
I just thought your purpose is different. It seems like you're supposed to be in that crowd, you know, because it looks pitiful. That's what you're supposed to be because of some people that's there. But that ain't your mission. That ain't where God wants you to be.
Right.
So you just gotta know your purpose, stay in your lane. Your success is your success.
Right.
We looking at it because we got this Instagram stuff and we like, oh, that's success. That ain't success.
Right.
Success is what you know, within yourself.
Right.
This is success. Look at this. I ain't know niggas.
For sure.
Facts.
This shit right here.
Facts.
You
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, that's real
I be
though.
feeling the same way. I be like, how them hoes get men? I mean, how them women? I be like, how they get in there? I understand
Nah,
a queen
real
can't
talk.
nobody touch me, but you know.
But people we don't, you know, even especially as entertainers, it's like a something that we don't talk about as much. What could have been done to get? Because in your mind, right, when I first started doing music, I had a totally different thought in my mind of where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I saw myself like doing shit that's way, not to say that I ain't did a lot of stuff, but where I want it to be is different now than what I feel like I actually want and I'm comfortable with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
well,
I think
God
that's
got
something
you.
that,
Yeah.
like we don't talk about enough as like musicians, entertainers, like you being where you supposed to be when you're actually there. And in life, that's what keeps us on the hamster wheel. People chasing the
It's
a level
always
of success
low.
that they ain't supposed to have.
It's always a low.
When you ask, you like you could be bigger or whatever. I don't look at it like that because in my mind, I've overachieved, and that's not to say like I'm content with it or complacent. It's just I ain't never imagined half of what I have accomplished.
Right.
Already.
So I don't allow myself to look at it like what could have been or you know.
Should have
I don't
been.
scale it like I could be bigger because I'm not. Evil obviously is I could be.
It could be smaller.
I could be
Yes.
relative.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like you should like
Yeah.
real.
Bro, you big as fuck though. Damn near anybody I talk to and I ask about Starlito, they know. And it's been for years.
And I mean, I just look at it as a blessing. You know,
100%.
I do my best not to like take it for granted, but I can't even really like make sense of how it happened because I've been in it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So the part of what keep me going is to not dwell and not get fixated on like, well, you know, I should have went this way, I could have went this way. I'm just like I said, I'm just in it. You know.
Make some noise for Lito one time. Okay, so we went on tour together, Step Brothers 2 tour. 3
Yeah.
tour. First I
Yeah.
want to ask, how do you know Don Tripp? How did y'all link up?
The music placed us in the same room around the time he was about to get his deal with Interscope. There was a lot of people trying to sign him, and people I was dealing with in music. One of my best friends actually gave me one of his mixtapes prior to that. It was like, man, check this dude out, he hard. I heard it was cool. I saw him on YouTube rapping, and it was like, I don't know, maybe it was just the visual of it. It was so like straightforward. It was just him, you know, probably a handheld camera in the booth, and I was like, he's snapping. I think I listened to it different from the YouTube thing. I was like, he cold. And Yo Gotti actually asked me about him. Like, you heard this dude? I'm thinking about trying to sign him. I was like, yeah, he's cold. You should. He the best rapper in Memphis is what I told him. Like, you know, as far as him building his company up. And he brought him around and was trying to sign him. They came to Nashville, and we linked from there. He actually, you know, left the session we was in and went to like my home studio, and we worked on some stuff and been locked in since then. He didn't do the deal with Yo Gotti, obviously. He ended up going Interscope, and a few sessions in from that first session working, we was like, man, we should do some more music. We recorded like 2 sessions and had like 12 songs.
Wow.
And we met in LA one time after that and finished what became Step Brothers 1. At the time, it was like my favorite movie. I was like, man, we should do a mixtape themed off this, because that was kind of how it was when we linked in the studio. It was like that scene, like, did we just become best friends? It was like musically, when we got in there, it was like we had been rapping together.
Right.
It was just complimentary. We don't really rap alike, but we kind of equally complimentary way, so it just form fitted. And branded it as that. Funny stories, like Interscope didn't want them to drop it. They was telling us like, telling them not to do it. And that's just, bro, you know him. That's his mentality. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right.
We dropped it, and it went, you know, I don't know if viral was the term then. It was trending.
Right.
And they were like, this is great. What can we do to support it? I'm like, y'all just told us don't do the shit. But, you know, the rest is history, you know. 2 more albums that charted on Billboard. We did a nationwide tour, the Karate in the Garage tour that you was a part of. And, yeah, but we met, I think that was 2010. Yeah, probably been 2010. And, yeah, we've been rocking ever since.
We went on tour together. I was on their tour, actually. Dope ass tour, Karate in the Garage tour. What was your favorite moment on the tour? I'm gonna tell you mine. Or something that you remember on the tour.
My favorite, we were talking about it in the back. My favorite moment, most memorable moment is when they let me out of them cuffs in San Diego.
Oh my God.
We got pulled over, and I was detained temporarily. Yeah, I was detained. I was cuffed and I didn't get my rights read, but it was just a blessing because they probably shouldn't have let me go. The officers thankfully didn't really, I knew the law better than they did. I wasn't gonna tell them, but they let me go, and it was like, I think that was like day 2 or 3 out of 43. Mm-hmm. So that could have really like messed everything up.
Right.
And I just remember like, we got like more focused, more in gear, like was kind of like don't take things for granted. Like you ain't come this far to, you know what I'm saying, a lapse of judgment or whatever to mess it up. I just remember that because it made me like really cherish the rest of the experience that much more. That
now,
was
why was we detained? Why was you detained? Not we.
Yeah,
Let me switch that up. Why was you? What happened? Like, cause you said a little bit. What happened?
Man, we had a whole bunch of guns. And my smart, stupid ass was like, hey, before we go to California, because we was in, I think, Phoenix, I knew the laws, I knew the reciprocity laws with our licenses and whatnot.
We went over this shit.
Yeah.
Like, we really, everybody talked about this.
I told everybody else, man, put your guns in the trunk, put them in the suitcase. And I had a few weapons, and I decided to keep one in my backpack just in case. I'm like, what's the good of having it? If something happened, we can't get to the trunk and this and this. So I left a revolver in my backpack. I didn't tell nobody. It was just, and we ended up getting pulled over, and 7 blunts lit at the same time.
Yeah.
San Diego police and border patrol stretched us out, and when they got to that backpack, my gun was in there, so I mean, you know, I claimed it. But when they had us on the side, like I think like 7 of us had like carry permits, gun licenses and whatnot. So they were like, man, they all got these licenses. Are they good out here? I'm looking like hell no, but you know, they talking to each other and didn't know the reciprocity laws. Thankfully, they didn't just Google it, but dude was like, man, I don't want to take you all the way down there, and then they tell me I should have let you go, so I'm gonna just let you go. I was like, really? Like,
Dang.
Yeah, it was just one.
Amen.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, praise God on that one.
For sure.
My favorite moment, or the moment I remember the most, is when we performed next to a gas station. We pulled up. You'll remember this.
Nah.
Man, we pulled up to a club next door to the gas station. So like, you pulled up at the gas station, right?
What city was it?
I can't remember the city, bro, but I remember this so vividly. We came in through the back door, and we thought,
Nah,
we did 43 days.
Scotty, you sure wasn't no drink?
No, this happened. This happened for sure because we was in the back, and it was so sketchy. The nigga who was doing security for them, we thought that he was with them. It was just like a whole thing. We didn't know a nigga was trying to rob us. It was crazy. But we went to a few cities that was like that though.
Yeah.
Cause we was our own security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we had all them damn guns in the van. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
legal guns.
Yes, ma'am. So all this time that you've been doing music, since when did you first start? When was the first start of Starlito or All Star?
I put out my first project November 2003. So
2003.
Yeah, damn near 21 years ago.
21 years. Make some noise for Starlito. So coming up recently, you took a break from music because you had a
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah. It was a bunch of factors, but That was one.
That was one of the factors. What's some of the other factors?
I mentioned I didn't intentionally I didn't know I was taking a break when I took it. I just kind of phased out of like wanting to do this shit. I was losing love for it, and I felt like if I couldn't put my all into it, it wasn't worth doing. That was kind of something I felt since the beginning. But having my daughter kind of changed my perspective on things. I for sure figured I need to refine like my approach to it. Then when we mentioned it, when Dolph passed, I was over it for a while.
Wow.
I didn't have a desire to like make a song. I had nothing to talk about. But just that, amongst other things, but COVID hit, and I made an album called Paternity Leave coming out of like the lockdown part of COVID. And it was in part because that space of us just being in the house, you know, safer at home thing was like, I missed it because I couldn't go to the studio. It was like you take away access to something, you know what I'm saying, you'll probably appreciate it. And so just wanting to get out of the damn house because I was just in daddy mode full time, like when I got to the studio, that was what the music was about. You know what I'm saying? I made an album called Paternity Leave. I think a few of the records, they had very strong themes on like parental dynamic and otherwise. So after I made that album, I was kind of in a space where I'm like, what the hell do I rap about? I ain't gonna make that same album every time, because it's still my life every day. You know what I'm saying? I used to, like that tour time before that when we met, I've been rap hustling. Like I've been waking up, going to sleep on the business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the face of my brand and all that, so it ain't no time off. It ain't no clocking out from it. Once I had a child, it's like, that's what I'm doing full time. So I'm like, do I make a bunch of albums about parenthood? Because that's my reality. Like Andre 3000 saying, what do I rap about at this age or in this stage of my life?
Right.
I understood it, what he meant, but I feel like people, whatever you're doing can be made interesting, or it might be what somebody else is doing as well. But I had to like figure out like what lane I want them to exist in, because I don't go to the club no more, so I can't really make club music. You know what I'm saying? I don't get as high as I used to, so I can't. I ain't gonna make that kind of music. It don't make sense to me. So it's like I had to kind of live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Exist in the space I was in to figure out what makes sense for me to create. So
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's dope. At least you ain't make.
Okay. I'm in here live with my dog Starlito. We at Grillz by Scotty, so you already know you gotta get a grill, man. You know what I'm saying?
second childhood.
Come on, man. We in here. I've been trying to get my daughter to get a grill since the tour.
Yeah.
Nah, it's going down. So what type of grill you thinking about getting today? What you got in mind?
I'm going 6 up top.
Ooh, all solid, open face. You gonna put some words in there? What you got? What you gonna do?
Outside.
All
Memphis
solid.
style. You gotta do Memphis style.
All right, cool. Who's the first person you ever saw with a grill?
I don't know. I had some older cousins, dope boys around my way when I was probably preschool age. And
Okay.
Hell, like the teeth was so shiny.
Right.
Role models of mine at the time.
Face. I remember my cousins used to be pulling up in no Eddie Bowers. When I was a kid. Eddie Gold now. Eddie Gold used to be, yeah, that too. But I'm talking about the truck, like the Eddie Bauer truck. You remember the Eddie Bauer? Yeah, the Expedition.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
That throwback stuff.
Yeah, Eddie Bauer throwback too now.
Yeah.
That's when nigga was on the Expedition and had like 16 passengers in the morning. Regular car. Hey, listen, man, while Lito's doing this, we're gonna get into our smile therapy. Smiling helps in pain management. Smiling can increase pain tolerance by releasing endorphins, the body's natural painkiller. It's a smile. So next time you're going through something, you get in a fight, start smiling. Like, this your boy Scotty ATL, man. Tune in to our smile fact for the day. Every time, brought to you by Naya and Grillz by Scotty. Let's get it. Now, during this time, you, and I don't know how much you can talk about it, like legally you was going through some shit as well.
At one time, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was a part of it too.
yeah.
Yeah, I caught a case and spare you the details, but I was dealing with that on the legal end, on the other levels of it, just on a life level, and even psychological. And that made me more conscious of what the energy I want to put out there. You go through something like that, it's like, people rap about violence, people rap about gun violence and all like that. And I argue that the majority of them ain't lived it because it wouldn't even make sense to talk about it like that. One, for incriminating yourself and otherwise, and two, because it ain't no bright side to it. Way prior to that, to being in trouble with something like that, I've been in a bunch of situations on every side of it, and it probably shaped my perspective of how I talk about it in my music. But dealing with that and dealing with the trouble, trying to get out of the trouble of it, not knowing, what I'm saying, my fate.
As and far you got this little girl now.
And and then I had a child a year, like almost a year and a half after that situation happened. I was still like in and out of court. At the time she was born, I'm just like, damn, it did. That was another factor, I guess, to just kind of put the rap on pause, because like I'm not comfortable existing in a persona of it, because man, that should have had you in a blind. So, I mean, I'm on the other side of it now. I'm super comfortable, like, not wearing a mask or not, I ain't got to put nothing on it or front. Like, I am who I am, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I was just trying to see what kind of case it was. You just said case. What kind of case? Serious case, you don't want to say?
Yeah, it's resolved and otherwise, but I don't really care to bring no light to it. It was a felony. It involved gun violence, and it got reduced to a lesser charge, thankfully, and it is what it is. Yeah, I'm extremely blessed, and I can say, like, humble enough to, be able to, I guess, deal with the regret of it or think better, my actions and circumstances, and, we got choices a lot of times, and once we make certain choices, like, whatever come with it is just what it is, so. But we here,
Well, thank God you here.
For sure.
For sure. Have y'all had a chance to squash the beef, let it go?
Yeah, I ain't got no pronounced problems with nobody. Like, everything's everything. Like,
right. It's over with. Okay.
On a bunch of those.
Right. Getting back into the music, on imposter syndrome, Chase Your Dreams is my favorite. Yeah, it's a dope song. What made you make that song? Like, how did that process go? You in the studio kicking in, and she say, let me say something, or?
Nah, it didn't happen like that. My daughter's on the song. That's what he's referencing. My daughter's featured on my newest album. It's there's another little girl singing on there, and it's Adeline is one of the producer's daughters. So he actually, I was given a reference track from DJ Chill, who's one of the producers. JP on the track is his daughter that's singing. I think Nokio is the other producer on there, but I was given a reference track with the chorus. I thought it was a sample. You know what I'm saying? So from hearing the record, I was like, that's dope. We got the Nas, I Know I Can. I think Lil Durk and J. Cole got a song with the kids' voices. Even Jay-Z Hard Knock Life, which was like an Annie sample or whatever. It's been records over time that have worked with kind of like that, motif or whatever, a kid singing or that kind of vocal. I assumed it was a sample. I just didn't know where it came from. I wrote the record to my daughter. you know, is like affirmations, words of encouragement, you know, for her to chase her dreams. Like, they spoke to me in that way. I wrote the record like immediately, or wrote the verses and just saved it. And that was that. I had another song I put out on Father's Day called Genesis that I wrote and dedicated to my daughter. At the time it was gonna be on my album, but I just felt compelled to put it out on Father's Day. So when I made Chase Your Dreams, I was like, well, I'm gonna use this record on my album instead of the Genesis song. When I went to sequence my album, put it together, I forgot about the song, truthfully, and DJ Chill, one of the producers, that hit me like, you using that song, what you gonna do with it? And I was like, send me the session, I'm gonna get my daughter to sing over top of the sample. I think it'll be cool. And he was like, man, that ain't a sample, that's JP's daughter. And I was like, damn, like, I thought it was really cool that one of the producers had his child singing on there, and then to add, you know what I'm saying, my child in a fold of it. I got to like physically bring her to the studio with me.
Oh, that's dope.
She was like, give me a tour, Dad. Like, you know, we captured some of the footage of it. It was really dope, you know what I'm saying, to share that space with her, and even for her to hear herself, or it's been on the radio back home, you know, it's just cool, you know what I'm saying, to like literally be able to work with her. But you know, she's so like bright spirited, and for me to write the song to her and ultimately for her to be involved with it all is just like really cool. I'm really proud of her.
That's dope. That's dope. Make some noise for Starlito, please. Yeah! Last question, man. What's your favorite thing about fatherhood?
My favorite thing is nurturing the curiosity, because I think in adulthood we can grow out of like being curious about things. Like, we can just be so tunnel vision and stuck in our ways, and just kids, they just figuring it out. Like, watching somebody figure it out in real time is like the coolest thing, because I'm able to see so much of myself through another person, and I'm like, damn, is that how I used to be, or when did I stop being like that, you know? So that's really cool. Like, I find myself taking interest in things that I would never otherwise like even be aware of, you know what I'm saying, by virtue of parenting. So that's like my favorite thing is I'm like growing up with her, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Appreciate it.
I know that, you know, you just living your life, Starlito, you know what I'm saying? But to us, you are a big inspiration to so many people that's in this room, and people that's not in this room. What you've been able to accomplish, the way you carry yourself, the way you got through situations, and the way you have metamorphosis into the person and the man you are today, taking care of your daughter. It shows that rap is just not one-sided. You know, businessman, fatherhood is not one-sided. You know what I'm saying? And we thank you, man, for what you've been able to do for our culture, our community. You know what I'm saying? Who you are as a person in the rap game. Thank you, man. So make some noise, please, for Lito, man. We want to thank our sponsors, man, Not Yet, Dutch Leaf, Grillz by Scotty. We appreciate our audience tapping in today. Shout out to my co-host, Erica Duchess.
Thank y'all.
Hey, man, make sure you follow us live on Edgewood TV. This your boy, Scotty ATL, checking in, checking out. Let's get it.